Hey y'all, it's my review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 7. This episode is nothing short of chaotic. The name of the episode is Choir of Chaos. So we left off when Jen almost had a conniption seeing Angie Harrington in line for Heather's Great Value American Idol audition. We see Meredith is helping Heather with her event by escorting this young gentleman to his audition. I'm guessing everyone who's auditioning, they have to make sure they use non-licensed music, of course. Oh, when the saints go march. Really? We see these new friends of, it's Angie K and some other girl. They look so disconnected from what's going on. They look like extras on a movie set for the day. But these are our new friends of. Like, so far, I can see why no one was bumped to main cast member. Okay, so the other friend of's name is Dana. I don't know which one is which yet. Give me a second. Y'all know when this franchise first started, I could not tell the difference between Meredith and Lisa. I'll get to it. Angie H and Whitney look ridiculous in these showgirl outfits they're wearing. Speaking of extras for the day, the people that came to this audition are definitely extras. Just random people off the street. They cannot sing. So Angie H is talking to one of the new girls. I think her name is Dana. But then this one, who also is wearing the same color as Jen Shaw, this electric fuchsia, her name must be Angie K. She just jumps in, interjects, and says, well, Angie, I've tried to like you, but what I heard what you're doing to Lisa, it's terrible. I can't believe this. Do you know her? First and foremost, do you know her? And is Lisa even your friend? Like, I get what Angie H's husband did was messed up, but why are you taking upon yourself to check her? Angie H is denying all involvement. She's saying, my husband did that. I didn't do anything. And Angie K is trying to say, well, that's your husband. You didn't know he was doing that, and what he does represents you. She does have a point. Like, how could she not know her husband was doing that? Also, Angie H, the one that looks like Sarah Paulson, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth anymore. She has graduated to a Mia level of pathological lying. So Whitney walks up between this argument looking all wide-eyed, not knowing what's going on, and I'm guessing this is the first time she's heard what Angie H's husband did. So then we cut to her confessional. You're telling me that Angie H's husband, a grown-ass man... Producers have a sense of humor too. They show a picture of Angie and her husband, Chris Harrington, quote-unquote grown-ass man. I love the silliness of Housewives in general. I agree, Whitney. She should be having this conversation with Lisa. Why is she having it with the friend of, whose name I can't remember yet? So Jen Shaw comes back outside with her megaphone, and I think I got the names right. So Dana is the one in the jean jacket, and Angie K is the one with the same color on as Jen. Got it. Dana goes up to Jen like she's a middle school principal and says, Angie K just confronted Angie H, and now she's denying it. Okay, so now Jen is activated because she wants Angie H to accept accountability on behalf of her husband. Again, y'all, her husband under this fake account, he just so happened to name it Shaw Exposed. He never trolled Jen, just Lisa. But Jen is mad because he used her name, period, in the fake screen name. So now Angie's about to get the wrath of Jen. She gets directly in her face and tells her that she's full of shit. Angie H is just standing there clueless, like she just had amnesia, like she don't know what's going on, and it's just frustrating Jen more. She said, you need to take accountability. Pause. Jen Shaw is trying to tell somebody to take accountability. Someone who is facing federal charges and saying that she's innocent. Gotcha. Oh my God. No, man. Oh, man. Jen has lost her mind right now. So she's trying to talk to Angie H, but then you got Angie K just like babbling, trying to get into the argument too, as Jen's trying to make her point. You can hear them talking over one another, and Jen has had enough. She's like, shut up and let me talk. Now, new girl, you lost me already. Angie K, you let her talk to you like that? Wow. When I tell y'all I lost it the first time I saw this scene, just told her shut up, like just dismissed her like some common lackey. I was really taken aback by that, and now Angie K just standing there looking stupid. Ooh Angie H got a point. So Jen's trying to say, you need to take accountability for your husband's action. And she's like, why? So she asks Jen, oh, so does your husband have to take accountability for your actions and what you're being charged for? She got her there, but then she's like, I'm innocent. I think we need to start a tally, y'all, and see how many times Jenna says she's innocent this season. This is so wacky, y'all, and that's the only word I could use for it. Wacky. You have Jen screaming, and then we cut back to the auditions of some random singing, Amazing Grace. All the while, Heather and them don't know what's going on outside. One of Heather's assistants go in and let her know what's going on outside. So Heather goes up to him. She asks Jim what's going on. She knows that they're arguing about her husband. And Angie asks her, do you know my husband to be a bad person? And Heather says no. Jen is... It looked like her head was about to literally just like explode when she heard that. Like she wanted Heather to immediately have her back. Heather is very level-headed about it. She tells Jen, you told me that y'all talked already. He took accountability for it. Jen doesn't care. She's like, he did it because I asked him about it. Girl, they're a bigger fish to fry. Really. Angie then says so aloofly, do you know how many fake Instagram accounts there are? I thought Jen was about to just charge at her and start choking her, but she knows she couldn't do that, so she just walks off. After that, then you got Angie K still trying to argue with the other Angie. We then follow Heather into the building, as well as Jen is right behind her. Jen is about to have a nervous breakdown. You don't understand, Sharif is fucking disgusted. I think Jen had to go in the other room to lay down. She's gonna give herself an aneurysm one day. She is sobbing. Y'all, this is the first 7 minutes. The first 7 minutes. We then cut to Heather, her confessional. She's saying all this anger Jen has, it's not all about the fake Instagram account. It's more so about her prison sentence that's looming. I understand she has a lot to be stressed about, but she chose to be on season 3 of Housewives. And I'm sure she didn't have a choice so she could pay those legal bills, but it is what it is. Again, no sympathy from me. We see Lisa arriving, not knowing what she about to get herself into, and Heather goes back into the audition. We're then reminded that Lisa has some nerve going to Heather's audition when she just posted Heather's dad obituary on her profile. Instead of calling her, she just decided to pop up at her audition, then talk to her. So Lisa enters the audition as if nothing is wrong. Heather is kind of taken aback. She asks her, so you want to be in the choir? Lisa says that she just wants to support Heather Gay. I think Lisa is trolling her, especially with that smile on her face. Oh, I'm definitely not about to listen to Lisa sing. Fast forward. It is absolute chaos right now. So you have Heather in the auditions, but the rest of the cast is in the waiting area. Jen comes out the bathroom, but she walks right into Angie H, trying to get to Whitney. So Whitney and Angie, they perform When the Saints Go Marching In. I'm guessing everyone who auditioned had a choice, either sing a gospel song, Amazing Grace, or When the Saints Go Marching In. All non-licensed music, I guess. Jen is now venting to Lisa, saying she's extremely upset at Heather for not taking her side. And then she's just going off on Angie as well as her husband. And she said if Heather doesn't come to her senses, she's gonna tell her to fuck off, get the fuck out of my life, you're the worst fucking friend. Really? Because she's the main one who's gonna visit you in prison. You better rethink that. Jen then has the nerve to call Heather the most materialistic person she knows. And the only reason she's cozying up to Angie is because she thinks her fat fucking elf on the shelf husband is gonna feed her on a yacht or some shit. The look on Lisa's face. Fat fucking elf on a shelf husband. I really want to know what Heather thought looking at this scene. Just called her a cheap motherfucker, and she's easily bought by being fed and put on a yacht. Jen Shaw deserves prison, even before the charges. So now it looks like the entire audition is over. We have all the cast with the friends of in one area. It's just too many different energies right now. Like you have Whitney and Angie, who's just so aloof, Heather, she has a lot going on. She has to make sure the audition is going right. Meredith is still in her own android world. The two friends of look like bystanders. And Jen and Lisa are the only ones that look like they're a part of the cast. So now Jen is addressing Heather with Angie literally sitting on her lap. And what Jen is saying while she's mad doesn't make any sense. And we see the camera pan to everyone's facial expressions. They're all confused. Jen continues to tell Heather that she's very upset at her for taking Angie's side and she felt dismissed. Heather's like, no, that's not what I did at all. While Angie's talking, Lisa just can't take it anymore. She wants to leave, but then her and Angie get into it now, and then Angie's trying to call her out for what she did to Heather online. And now we have Lisa talking about, oh, she used her dad's death against me in front of Heather. Poor Heather, now she got beef with Jen, Lisa, and Whitney. My girl is handling her own though. She definitely knows how to stand up for herself these days, especially against Lisa. Lisa knows she was in the wrong. Like, she shouldn't even be at this audition. They're going back and forth. Heather's like, that's why you don't have any friends left, Lisa. Lisa's blown away by this and now has to do a poll in front of everybody. Lisa continues trying to make her point to Heather why she posted her dad's obituary on her social media. And Heather's just like, just looking at her, and she's just like, you know what, Lisa, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm terrible. You're right. You're right. Heather's trying to disengage now because really, like, she's really trying to make a point. Like, she lost her dad. Lisa looks like she knows what's going on now. She's trying to be nicer to Heather. Heather is over it. We cut to Heather's confession. She's like, fuck you and your stupid ass text. Whew, child. That was a lot. Next scene, we're with Meredith and her husband about to take a bubble bath together. Bubble bath. Bubble bath. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I watched Big Mouth. I'm not sure if y'all even got that reference. Clearly, production is trying to recreate last season's scene of her in a bathtub and now add her husband to it. I would prefer to fast forward this, but I'll stick to it. I'm uncomfortable, especially the way she's talking to him. Yeah, 4 days is a long time. Meredith lets us know in her confessional that her husband is home more often, but he still leaves for work 8 days out the month every month. Oh, I did not want to hear that Meredith's toe is near her husband's asshole. I really did not want to know that. And I think she was intentionally doing that in the scene. You can see how his face is scrunching up. She's telling her husband how Jen and Heather are getting into an argument, and I'm sure he does not give a shit. I think it's a waste of time, and this is amongst all franchises, when we see the wife telling her husband the drama going on with the other ladies. Meredith's just basically saying how she feels for Heather being caught in between two of her friends, Angie and Jen. We see them playing in the tub some more, and yeah, fast forward. Next scene, we're with Heather and her business associate, and they're looking over the new location for her beauty lab. She's a little overwhelmed by the space. She's saying that she has no time for the drama, blah, blah, blah. Next scene, we're with Lisa and her very pale husband out to dinner. I'm assuming they only go to restaurants that serve their tequila. The conversation is again about a few of Lisa's siblings going through divorce and how that's affecting Lisa because, you know, she's so empathetic. Yeah, I'm not interested in what they're talking about. Again, fast forward. Next scene, we're with Jen and she's talking to Coach Shaw. They're having a conversation about Angie H's husband and the fake account. Her husband is pissed. This is such a serious matter. Why would he do this? You never know what's the straw that breaks the camel's back. He like preaching a word right now. I have the most forgiving heart and I can't forgive. I'm sorry, it's just like he is doing some good acting. Or maybe he is a good man. He's a good man, Savannah, because he's staying by her. Jen and these braids, I can't take it seriously. Sorry, I just wanted to point that out. We found out from Jen that Heather did send her flowers because she felt bad. This just lets me know that Heather's still suffering from Stockholm Syndrome with her friendship to Jen. Coach Shaw is suggesting that Jen maybe needs some new friends, but I suggest Jen keep all the friends that she got. The reunion really can't come quick enough. I hope this is a short Jersey-like season because Like, I really can't take Jen saying that she's innocent every episode. Next scene, we're with Whitney meeting up with Lisa for a play date with both of their sons. So in this scene, they're basically just catching up with each other personally. Like, they're actually becoming friends, and this is a 180 from season 1. I also think the cooler that Whitney gets with Lisa, the more distant she's going to be with Heather. Poor Heather. Right now, it's 3 against 1. Like, the only person she really got in her corner is a friend of, as well as Meredith, I think. Speaking of which, next scene we're with Heather, and Whitney is coming over to visit. Oh, you got Heather in her confessional saying she missed bad weather. Whitney, Heather, bad weather, cyclone, destroy. So far they're talking. I'm hoping in this scene they can squash their beef, but considering present day, I don't think that's gonna happen. So we have a little tension already where Whitney tells Heather she feels like she's chasing after Heather to make up with her. I'm getting from Whitney, she feels like Heather has not been there for her. Like, Heather didn't even know Whitney's husband lost his job. I'm sure if they, were still talking to each other, she probably would have known that. But I wouldn't put that on Heather. It's just, how could she know if y'all are like taking a break from each other? So as I'm listening to their conversation, which looks like it's about to turn into an argument, there's definitely a disconnect in communication. Heather wants to move on. Like, she doesn't want to look back into the past, but Whitney wants Heather to have some accountability for how she made Whitney feel. Now, I'm still Team Heather because I believe Whitney started this whole thing. But I think if Heather just gives Whitney what she wants, then they can move forward. But Heather doesn't want to do that. Oh, Lord, Whitney, you defending Lisa to Heather? Oh, that's a wrong road right there. It looked like Heather really ain't trying to hear that. Especially just a season ago, they both hated Lisa equally. Heather is right. One thing she's good with is her words, and she is checking Whitney right now. I'm sorry, I'm still on Heather's side, the way she even breaks it down to her. Oh man, this scene started out so pleasant, and now they're just back and forth with each other. I like them more as friends than enemies. This is like Bethany and Jill all over again. Yeah, Whitney definitely defending Lisa to Heather of all people has set Heather off. She gets up. I think she's done talking. I think I feel Heather on this one. Like, if my really good friend is friends with somebody I can't stand, and then you're defending them to me and something that you know they did that was foul, that would set me off. Especially someone that I see is close to me and also didn't like the person they're defending like a year ago. Damn, so they both up arguing now. Heather has had enough of the back and forth. She goes into her room, thanks for coming, and slams the door. Like, she did everything but kick Whitney out her house. Whitney tries to follow her in her room. Heather, like, almost kind of pushes her a little bit and then slams the door. And Whitney sees herself out. And that is where the episode ends. Oh, man, I thought we were making good progress. And now I see that we have the rest of the season for this feud to last. And then into Ultimate Girls Trip as well. Whose side are y'all on? I think I'm still on Heather's side because Whitney is the one that started this in the beginning. They both didn't even like Lisa. So now you're seeking refuge in my enemy because we're beefing. That would set me off. So if y'all have a difference of opinion, let me know in the comments. Also, stellar beginning to this episode. This is the wacky chaoticness that I love about Salt Lake City. Even when Mary is gone, we have the wackiness. I really don't know what they're going to do for season 4 though, still. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.